All right, welcome to anyone that might be joining me for today's stream. As you can see, I've picked up the latest version of the FS Studios Boeing 727 Freighter edition. As far as I know, they only have the Freighter on offer with plans of a passenger variant further down the line. I stand to be corrected on that, however. So we're currently positioned at Montreal International Airport, and we're going to make our way out to an airport that is a handcrafted airport in Flight Simulator 2020 called Deer Lake. I'm not even sure if we are able to land there with this thing, but we're going to find out the hard way. Unfortunately, GSX does not seem to recognize this stand as an official parking spot, so we won't be able to try GSX for this flight, or at least for the departure. So we'll have to board from the back of the aircraft and assume everything has been loaded up already. So let's jump in. I'm gonna have to get used to, there's a whole bunch of new type of views that I needed to save here. Mainly because we've got a flight engineer panel for a change, as well as, look at this, eat your heart out TFDI. And didn't I just, oh, it wasn't just. In my previous TFDI stream, well, yeah, it was a stream. It was intended to be a review video that I would later chop up and actually turn into an actual review video. But yeah, it's available on the channel as a stream recording. And one of my gripes that I had, and it was a small gripe that I had with TFDI MD-11, was that it's 2024. We have next gen flight simulator here, and still we have a freighter version of an aircraft with the cargo door modeled, but it's literally just a lifeless animation of this cargo door floating upwards or downwards in silence. And for those who haven't seen this cargo door in action, I'll demonstrate it a little bit later. But needless to say, you can at least finally hear the cargo door do its thing. I believe you actually need hydraulic pressure in the lines for it to work, unlike the TFDI MD-11. I'm sorry, I don't want to be a hater, but that was such an expensive buy for me. I was, because of the hype, expecting so much more with that aircraft. Um, for instance, small yet immersive effects like the cargo door being operable beyond just clicking a shortcut key and just watching it float upwards as it opens up without a sound. So we finally have a developer here that's caught up with the times and actually offered us not just an audible experience, but a simulated tactical experience, as we actually have been provided a control panel for this cargo door. So before we move off, we'll definitely be playing around with that. This is my first time in the aircraft. I've flown 727s before in flight simulators, specifically X-Plane. I think it was the FlyJ Sim version. I also purchased the X-Plane SIVA INS or Carousel INS that was compatible with the FlyJSim aircraft, which made flying them a lot more immersive, a lot more satisfying. It seems like we have the option of using one of these classic INS systems. I believe it is slightly watered down from the real thing. It's not quite the version I was used to flying in X-Plane. From what I can tell from the videos that I've watched of the aircraft, I don't know. I feel like it's maybe not as well or in-depth simulated, but I will say that for the price, again, finally an aircraft that is appropriately priced. So a lot of people like to use the study level phrase, and while I don't, and I noticed a lot of the pilots, real world pilots, get a little uh, grossed out by that term. For us, hardcore flight simmers, we tend to use that term mainly when we are just basically as a way to just describe how well simulated the aircraft is. We're not necessarily meaning study level, like a real world pilot would be able to use it to study and get a rating off. I mean, let's be honest, no flight simulator aircraft, at least for PC flight simulators, are that in depth. Some come close. So when I say study level, or when I at least use the term study level, I use it loosely. Is this study level? Compared to the Phoenix, I'd say no. Again, just based on what I've seen. But as with all add-ons, you know, some are where some are weak in some areas. Other add-ons might be stronger. There's no such thing as a perfect add-on, or at least I would say the closest thing to a perfect add-on for the simulator would be the Phoenix A320. Excuse me, I'll just adjust my headset here. Because I feel like it has pretty much everything you'd expect from a modern flight simulator add-on. So I guess that's why I use, I always refer to the Phoenix in my videos, especially when I do review videos, as that to me is like the gold standard. It's what everyone should be aspiring towards, at minimum, for modern day flight simulator experience. So, as I said, I haven't flown this aircraft yet. I've just experienced it through, other YouTubers. So today is my turn. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's again just jump right into it. So here's a little clipboard, and then here to our left is a little cell phone. We'll get to each one of them in turn. Love this. Love. Okay, so firstly, just looking at the cockpit itself, right? I describe this cockpit as like being part of the uncanny valley. There are some cockpits in the flight simulator that look real but don't at the same time, and others that just look fantastic, right? That just look photorealistic. This cockpit is, part of that uncanny valley thing, like the Just Flight 146 F28. It just looks, I don't know how to describe it. It looks real, but it doesn't look real. So I'll say overall, the cockpit looks good. I like it. I love the wear and tear. This is an old aircraft in real life. So, you're not going to see, I doubt there's a single example of an aircraft of this type uh, in the world right now that looks, good as new. So I love seeing, labels becoming faded, paint being chipped off, um, you know, buttons that are frequently touched, having like you see like almost like the grime over there that would be left over from the oil from your skin, from resting your hand there as you spin these knobs and these dials. Love it. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the cockpit. Uh, one thing that I love about these old school aircraft, and I will say it right now, that I am an old school aviation enthusiast. I love the old school aircraft. I hate glass cockpits, particularly these G1000, G3000, uh, aircraft in circulation these days. This is my jam. I love cockpits that are crammed with steam gauges, crammed with a bunch of buttons, and require you to actually do some proper piloting to get the aircraft from A to B here. Don't know how dust is getting on my glasses here. So, with that said, I feel it's a little weird that there's like a lot of empty space here, right? I feel like the real thing wouldn't have these empty spaces there, and also like this like sort of dead space up here seems a little bit odd to me. It feels like, this panel, the fuel panel was shrunk, like it could have been stretched up. You can almost see it in the texture. So I don't know if something is planned, if there's much more development to be expected with the aircraft. So yeah, but I mean overall, I'm pretty happy with the cockpit. Looks great. Um, Very atmospheric, and that's what you're looking for, at least what I'm looking for. And on the retro theme here, instead of an EFB, we've got a clip binder or clipboard binder type of thing here for our so-called EFB. And as with most EFBs out on the market, you've got, well, for Flight Simulator, or being shipped with most of our add-ons these days, you've got controls for the doors, ground connections, static items, and things like that, cockpit states. And you do have the option to use the GTN 750. I'm not sure which one, if it's the PMS or the TDS. I think it's sacrilege to put any of them in here, so we'll just, the 530 could be excusable, but definitely not 750. I mean, come on. We're using imperial units today, even though I'm from the metric part of the world. This is an American registered FedEx 727, of course. They would not have been using the metric system. Is that aircraft behind me? Yeah, pushing back. That's cool. Right, so yeah, with that said, we are online on VATSIM, real time, real world weather. It's going to be about, I don't know, probably about a 2-hour flight, just under. So yeah, we better get going here. So we are currently, yeah, cold and dark. We'll get the GPU connected in a second. Let's just work through the rest of the thing here. Let's get the username in there. See if it will work. I think I may have typed it incorrectly. Let's see here. Should I be showing this? I don't know. Stand by. There we go. It's working. So you pop your username in there, and you can then download the SimBrief, load out. Let's see if we can grab the flight plan in our little plugin over here and see if it's how accurate it is. So everything should be in pounds, which it is. Block fuel should be 28, just over 28 tons. Oh, sorry. There we go with the metrics. Just over 28,000 pounds. Where's the fuel? There we go. Zero fuel weight is 137,000 and a half. So there already, that's a little off. I don't know why. Gross takeoff weight, 1651. Yeah, why is that off? Oh, we still got to, maybe it will change. Okay. We're going to say we're loaded up already. Okay, so let's just load everything up in here. I don't know why the weight is off. This is not what I set for the weights. Interesting. Maybe I got to Well, we can probably add in, I don't know if the cargo just hasn't been loaded yet, or... Okay, we'll figure that out in a second. Let's get the aircraft loaded up here. And yeah, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of cool uh, pages to flip through here. It's really good. I'm liking this. That's pretty cool. All right, anyways, let's get the aircraft started up and let's get on our way here. So as I said, have only had experience with the FlyJ Sim 7.2. I think I had wasn't there a Captain Sim one for Flight Simulator 2004? So I'm going to try my best to dig deep in the recesses of my memory here and see how far I can get with regards to flying this thing based on my very outdated old knowledge. All right, so I believe the battery's here. So you still want to put things on battery. That can stay on, I guess, ground supply or standby. All right, so we're already feeling a little out of sorts here, but there's the AC we've got AC connected. Oh, the ground power is connected. Oh, I'm so glad you can actually see a ground power unit. Or is that part of the flight simulator? Because I don't think it's connected. Let's see, wait, be the usual key, and then this one will be, yeah, it just makes a bit more sense for my brain. So ground power, oh, it is connected. Let's remove the engine covers in the meantime. The cones can be removed. Trucks can stay. And yeah, all right, let's get connected to the external power. So I think you just flick everything over to external power and then flick that up. Oh wow, I actually hear it throttling up. Oh wow, that sounds very authentic. That's quite cool. I hope the sound's not going to be too loud for you. I'm going to turn them down. Well, no, I'll just try and speak as loud as I can. Maybe move the mic a little bit closer to my mouth. Alrighty then. So we've got power. AC power to the aircraft. And we'll keep the galley power off. She sounds pretty cool. Where would my nav lights be? They're up here. That sounds really cool. I believe the avionics switches are back here. That one comes on, or just one switch. I could have sworn there were two when I was watching other streams. Oh, there. All right. And we can just quickly go over to 128. I wonder if this is going to be a problem. We can't chew beyond that. Interesting. And we can just select our radios down here. Let's see if it works. Check, check. Check, check. Yep, it works. Go to 1228 and 1215. I've got frame gen on, so if you do see some weird graphic artifacts, don't necessarily, you know, blame the developers on that. All right, so I'm going to go straight to starting the APU. Before we do that, where is the... This thing's quite tough on frames. I'm not sure if this is tough on frames or the airport is tough on frames. Just as an aside. Oh, there are the lights. Okay, so we can test the lights. Wait, we can or can't? Oh, there we go, we can. Do we click it? Oh, click and drag. All right, there we go. Okay. I think we've got a takeoff configuration warning thing, and then there is the APU panel here by the flight engineer, and you would go and test it. Reset one, reset two, reset twice. Okay. I don't think we need to turn fuel pumps on. Maybe let's put us on fuel pumps. So we're going to go ahead and start the APU up. Jump outside for it. So the APU is actually in the middle of the aircraft, apparently. Just, I think the exhaust is on the right wing. We're going to let it warm up first before we connect to it. This thing with the old carousel that I was used to, you can put that in standby and leave it there for about 2 minutes just for it to warm up. And there apparently is a yaw damper test. I'm not sure how to do that. Let's see if we can get our aft stairs down. I don't think you need hydraulic power for the aft stairs. You need hydraulic power to retract them. There you go. That sounds cool. I'll close the forward entry door because we don't have stairs, so it's going to be a hazard. Wow, that's so cool. Well done, guys. At least providing... Oh, and apparently you can open up the windows and hear the outside world.
And Montreal traffic, Air Canada 748, landing up runway 24 left.
How do you open them? So I've watched the YouTuber pilots do this so many times. I'm pretty sure they just clicked on the window sill. What am I missing here? My handle's not clickable. Alright, we'll get to that later. We'll just get the cargo doors open just to kind of see what it looks like from a modeling perspective. Oh wow, looks good. It's heavy duty doors. Alright, let's tap into the generator here. I believe we'll then go straight to... Now, in the Captain Sim version that I flew, mattered which one you went to first.
And Montreal traffic, Air Canada 748, taking off runway 24.
CPU is down here. I think it matters. Yeah. Anyways, we're on APU power now. That's tripped off, it looks like. Ground service. Oh, I wanted to go into... There we go. Okay. That's it. Let's short out our aircraft here. Okay. We can tell them to disconnect the ground power. I love the APU sound. I am a big APU sound guy. I'm really angry that they turned down the volume of the APU sounds on the 777.
749, we are holding point Alpha.
Alright, we're just going to turn that off just so that we can get through our checks here. So we're going to close these doors now. I believe... Let's test it out, right? So, aft stair close. Oh, closes. I thought you were supposed to have hydraulic power to that. Let's also get the APUs. So, engine 1 to APU bleed. Seems like it's shared. I'm going to go ahead and get just one of the AC packs on. Gas proof fan can come on. Apparently the cooling doors need to be all the way open. get the pack trip to normal. And let's see if we can get this hydraulic system figured out. So we've got electric pump 1 and 2 pressurizing. And a ground interconnect which will transfer pressure over to the other hydraulic system. I don't know if he said, what did we have to do? Light out. What's this green? That's on. I don't know what they did. I see them going up to system A here. Checking it. Oh, there's a light that's out. This green light. Interesting. Okay, well, we should also see that the flaps, or those Kruger slats, or whatever they call them, they've been retracted. It's very atmospheric sounds out here. And yeah, let's go and play with the cargo door. I think I got rid of the keybind for that. It's fine, go walk to it. Apparently, you can just go Power Master Control, click it up, and check this stuff out, right? Check this out. Now I'm going to do this quickly. Check it out. You see the hooks open? And just listen to that, my guys. And it looks like we're carrying horses there in the back. Look at that. Just listen to that. That's so atmospheric. It's opening as slow as I'd imagine it would in reality, right? Right, so let's just make sure that all of our things have been loaded. We're just going to refresh the flight plan here, load everything in immediately. We're just going to go on whatever we've loaded up here. So we're going to depart runway, I closed this prematurely, 24 right. Let's do the magic barra ref key here. Let's see what is the weather like. QNH 29079. There we go. Gusting 2-1, so it's going to be rather windy, cloudy. It's quite cool as well. I know it's a bit outdated, but we're going to, well, like, unlikely have changed much. Can we download the weather? What's this thing do? Oh, it looks like we can. Okay, great. Flaps 15. So set the V speeds. Rotate is 134. Set the EPR bugs. There they are. So I'm going to be doing a lot of this sort of like, you know, using the assist features here because this is my first time flying the aircraft in a long time. So let's get the flight plan in here. Basically, these are the coordinates you're going to put in, and I'm going to use my tablet here because what I like to do with these old, you know, FMSs or rather INS units is because they only take 9 points at a time. I would recommend that you label your waypoints, you number them in reality, so that what's going on? Why can't I? All right. Oh, I didn't label. I didn't mark. Okay, let's just position the view here accordingly. You know, 1 through 9, and then start again. Except 0 is always going to be your point of origin. And then it's from that point onwards, it's going to be 1 to 9, 1 through 9, all the way to wherever it is that you're going. So we are going to set our coordinates. So there's quite a few, I don't know if you call them RNAV points or whatever, that we're going to be using. So we are going to be relying heavily on this INS to, help us along the way. So you should be able to find a chart that gives you coordinates. There we go. Parking spots and coordinates. We are located here at Whiskey 2. And that's over there. So let's see. I'm going to try and... So it's going to be north, 45273. 45273. Man, I miss using this thing. It was always so fun. And that's going to be west, 073. So there's already a 0 there. So it's 73455. 73455. So it's very important that you double check these. 45273. 7834555. Okay, so that's point 0. Then, when you're ready, you flick it to align. And now the alignment process begins. Now, apparently, it doesn't like it if you put stuff in while it aligns. So it goes through a little battery self-test. And this number should go down to 0. So 05 is going to be your most accurate. My only gripe with this unit is that this is aligning way too quickly. Which is why whenever I used to fly the X-Plane version, one of the first things I would do is get the INS alignment process started. Get power to the aircraft and immediately get your INS unit aligned so that, because it took so long, that you could pretty much get through most of your preparations, cockpit preparation, before that thing became aligned. So what else can we play with here? All the various tests. Have to hold it. Or you have to hold it in. Yeah, I think you have to hold it in. All right, we're going to say that works. Let's go to the fire test switch. If we can test out, see if the cutout switch works. All right, so there you go. We've already aligned, so we're going to go to nav, point 1, waypoint, and off we go. So I'm going to use my tablet here, the one that's in front of me, because I'm going to label the waypoints so that it's easier for me to keep track where it is that the INS unit is taking me, because the INS is only going to ever show you what number from what number to what number you're flying to. And if you've got an air traffic controller that ends up giving you a point to fly to, like for example, proceed direct IGTER, you're gonna not want or have a lot of time to sit and count manually which number IGTER is. That's why I suggest on a tablet or printing it out on some recycled paper or scrap paper that you have lying around, just numbering each waypoint individually. It's cumbersome, but hey, this is the experience. This is what we're signing up for here. So I also like to mark my top of descent. I like to give that because SimBrief gives you a coordinate for that point. I actually like to include that as part of my flight plan. That way I can know how far, more or less, according to SimBrief, I am from my top of descent, so that if I've forgotten to calculate it or I'm not sure when to consider doing it, I can at least have it as a point so that when I'm flying towards it, I can use the distant time function and see how far and how long it's going to take me before I should start thinking about descending. Right, so I've actually numbered my points while I was talking to you, so let's continue. I don't think you have to use waypoint change. I can't remember what waypoint change does. You can probably literally change a waypoint. Oh, right. That's how you replace the waypoints. Okay, never mind. And remote, if you had more than one INS unit, you would press the remote switch on all of them and you could actually just input coordinates on one and have them automatically be copy pasted to the others. Right, anyways, here we go again. Mare, so that's going to be north 45 425. Insert 45425 73074 70. Oops, so it's going to be west 73074. Let's try and do this quickly because time is catching up here, catching us up. And 45502, 45502, insert west 7251 1, 7251 1, insert 3 45585, 45585, 72333, 72123, 46077, north 46077, insert west 72167, 72167, go. Alright, we'll do one more, because you can add this in flight, or at least you should be able to. I was able to with the X-plane version, so let's see if that'll be possible for us in the air. But basically, yeah, I'm gonna essentially just do the first few points. So we went up to point. Oh wow, they were really close together. That's why. So we're gonna actually have to put in a few more. I'd like to go at least as far as Anati, but then we might as well put in the rest of the flight plan because there's only one point after that. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to continue here. Put the rest of the points in. So 6, because I numbered the waypoints in my flight plan, I now know exactly, I can quickly see where I left off. So we're at 6. That's going to be north 46, 47, 4, 46, 47, 4, west 7117, 71170. 7 is going to be N40 north or 7034. 47, oh, that doesn't sound right. 47034. 47, oh, it is correct, okay. West. 70, 49, 8. 70, 49, 8. 8, 10, 47, 264, west, 796. And then 9 is Anati, which is north 47454, west 69353, 69353. I'm in a rush. I'm not going to double check everything. We'll just double check the first few points. So 45, 425, 73074, 45502, 7251, 1, 4455, 45585, 72333, 46077, 72167, 46235, 71481, 46474, 71170. Okay, so those first 2 points look fine. So first few coordinates are in, that's the majority of our route. So let's set the rest of the aircraft up here. Alright, so let's just go through our overhead here. Anti-skid, I don't know if that needs to be on or off initially. How do I get to the switch? Keep it off for now. Road brakes over there. Something else to test. I think that's it. There's only one position. I think we've covered all our tests, and I think we're good to go. So we're going to be flying vectors if there's ATC, but I don't think there is. I'll aim for a VOR, or just a DME. Tune into Vortex. We are taken, I guess, 1228. So I think we're going to be flying over the town, or the city of Quebec. And this is a VOR there. So if we do lose our way or get confused, we can follow that to Quebec. All right, let's just see how this autopilot works. Hope that's going to work. I believe our parking brake is engaged. I don't think it's the realistic, like the PMDG. Okay, cool. All right, I think we're good to go. We're going to go with GPS there. Or at least we'll go with VOR. Let's first get the runway heading and everything in here in case we need to come back. Let's call up the ILS for one of these runways. We'll do too far right, or too far left. Let's do too far left if we need to come back. So ILS too far left, 237 is the course. We're going that way. 237. And both runways, I believe, are 237. I'm going to pop in 110.50 on this radial. we'll be ready for that. And then we've got a home VOR. There's no VOR at the airport. Really? The world is doing away with VORs. We've got a Montreal VOR. God, I thought this was Montreal International. Oh, this is Pierre Elliott Trudeau International. 1163. So Montreal is 1163. So we'll just go here if we need to find our way home. Okay, so that's set. We're going to go straight to our cruise altitude of, I believe it's 330. Speaking of which, we need to set up our pressurization system here. So 330, that's already set. Sliding scale here, 4.8, so we'll make it 5,000. And our current elevation is 118. 120. All right. That's on auto. That stays on ground until we're ready to go. Take off, that is. And I think that's it, right? I hope so. Need some lights on it here. There we go. All right, we first actually want to close the door, cargo door, so let's do that. I love that. Cargo door is coming down, and we're about ready to go here. So I guess we're gonna have to use the flight simulator pushback feature. Brother's closing in here. That scared the crap out of me. Alright, so that's unclosed, and that can go off. Close the cockpit door. And let's go through the checklist here. Just gauge the standby gauge there, and checklists. Flight attendant, gear lever lights, brakes, starter levers, flight instruments, altimeters, circuit breakers, radar transponder, emergency exit lights, seatbelt, window heat. Can come on compass with radios, so the window heat is above our heads here. Emergency power off, alternate flaps off, stall warning. I'm gonna go through this quickly. Off, emergency brakes, normal, comparative GPWS. No dampers on, spoilers down, takeoff warning, stabilizer trim is checked and on. Wait, yeah, I think that's on, right? We can, yeah. All right, and oxygen mount regulator, flight director, autopilot, cellular track. Okay, engineer battery is on, so he's got his own checklist over here. It's the same. Engineers is battery, fuel quantity, boost pumps, one on each. B hydraulic. B check, bleeds open, APU panel check, circuit breakers, so one in each tank. We better do that before we turn the APU on. So one in each tank. Fuel control panel, panel, flight recorder, galley power. A pumps can come on. I don't know if that's just the A system. Oh, A system, B. A pumps check. I did check. Close and check. Alright. This is before start. I'm ready to start. Alright. Let's see if I remember how to start this thing. We're going to start first and then push back, just because I'm not sure how long it's going to take me and I don't want to hold anyone up. So we need fuel. I'm going to go ahead and turn them all on for the start. Make sure they all go out. And fuel valves, not the cross feed. I believe, are these are shut-off valves, so they need to come up, right? Pretty sure. So we got fuel, we got the leads. I think we need to turn off the packs to do this. Oh, I only had one packs on, so packs come off. I don't know, do we have to turn all the bleeds on? I think so. Alright, so ignition can come on. Let's start number, let's just go 1, 3, and 2. Starting number 1. We have rotation on N2 and N1, so something's working. I'm going to wait for at least 21, maybe 25%. I don't know what the official motor is, but I think you got a max motor then. Why are we getting exhaust gas temperature if I haven't put the fuel in yet? We're max motoring, fuel in. You can hear it, fuel flow. That's interesting. Why did the temperature gauge jump up before the fuel was in? Love the sound of the JT8s with the APU. Ah man, frickin' rookie error. I didn't put the beacons on because I was waiting for the checklist to tell me that. Alright, probably could have moved on to the next engine by now. N2 rotation, N1 rotation. Got oil pressure. So what is this temperature spike? Is this a glitch? This is behaving like we put fuel in the engine already. Oh, you see, I would have blocked that guy. And a number 2. I think they anticipate you're going to put the fuel in at 21 and then, but that's bad, man. That's really bad. That means this is not, this is just, you know, a playback. It's not actually linked to anything. hope they fix that. Alright, starter valve is closed. Keep the ignition on until that's nice and stable. Let's go back here and get the engine pumps on. Hydraulics is there. Now we gotta be careful how we do this. So I think we gotta before we tap into the thing, we gotta synchronize it. That it? That's all you have to do is just get the needle to be in the middle. Close, close, close. And we can run that on generator 2 and this one on 1 because we can. And now we got electrical power. We should have bleed power. Bleed air supply. Can't remember if we need to turn it off or not. So we can turn, I think we turn this one off. Packs can come on. I think everything else is okay there. Doors are all closed. The APU is still running. We're going to give that time to cool down. I think that's it. We've got hydraulics, fuel, pneumatics, electrics. Okay, go ahead and turn on the pitot heat. I'm not going to use a checklist. They just confuse me and help me to forget stuff. Although I don't know when we turn on the anti-skid, but I'm going to do that later. Are we going to power back like they did in the old school days? Maybe we should. So let's see here. Chocks removed. I think we're good to go. Let's just see if there's anything obvious. So the arrows, beacon. This is off to start. Why is that off to start? Electric power boost bees, hydraulic pressure lights, taxi, flaps, Diodata, damper, air conditioning. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Okay. Let's go. Alright, so brakes released. Let's power back. Reverses here. Your FedEx. What again? 138. Traffic, FedEx 138, stand, Whiskey 2, pushing back for the taxi to runway 24 right. Emma. So apparently they're going to get rid of the reversers, which is a shame, but, oh, that's very fast. All right, I think we need to turn off the, what you call it, the FS Realistic reverser sounds. I think they are missing with the aircraft's natural sounds. So I should have tiller assignment works. Bravo 4. Say echo. Love the sounds. The sounds are really good. Off we go. So yeah, it doesn't have a separate tiller function. You can use the rudder pedals as well as the tiller function. I don't know, does this thing have a tiller in real life? Yeah, it does, there. I love the sound. Remember, I think you're still relatively low to the ground in this aircraft. And the nose wheel's right underneath you, so you're going to definitely hear those bumps from the taxiway. I'm going to try and use just the middle engine to taxi. Away from you a little bit. What kind of saved views do we have? Interesting. Okay, and the views don't work. That's odd. Alright, just want to kind of see where we're going. I think we can take this right over here. Might be better for us. Brakes are working. Instrumentation looks like it's all working. The gyros, in particular. Shouldn't the turn slip indicator be moving side to side while you turn? That's not moving. In real life, I think that would qualify it as not working. How are we doing back here, Mr. Engineer? So we're going to go, before we forget to do it, let's put the pressurization system onto flight mode. So we are probably making things difficult for ourselves here. I don't know. I think we should be looking for an echo taxiway. Slow down here for this turn. I don't want to go into the apron. I think that's echo up ahead of us. Okay, so we should probably set the flaps. They should go to 15. That's flaps 5. We'll be left on echo here. Yep, this is echo. We'll just stay straight on echo all the way until we get to Bravo. I'm getting Vancouver Airport. Okay, right and left. Now we need to do a trim. Oh, it does set the trim as well, so it'll be 6. 6 is set. Flaps 15 set. EPR bugs are set. Airspeed bugs are set. We're going to stick to nav mode just for the sake of the departure. Let's get the ILS in there, why not? 1228. How am I able to get this radio to 1228? Oh, 1128. My bad. I like the airport scenery so far. Like remnants of construction, Air Canada buildings. It's nice and bumpy. I believe this is Bravo, yeah. So as we want to run straight onto the runway ahead of us, we don't want to go straight, we want to turn right. Make sure we are clear on the left, clear on the right. I actually forgot to check if we had air traffic control online. No one's dinged me to contact them, so I feel very bad. There is air traffic control online. Let's just see if I'm pissing some people off here or not. Give me while I just check VATSIM map. No, doesn't look like it. No one around here. No, I think we're good. I don't mind air traffic control. I just forgot to check if they were online. So we can confirm that this is very likely the runway that we're going to be using because we are orientated correctly. We're going the opposite direction, so we're going to the right side of the runway. And because we had moved in a northerly direction, that means we definitely would have gravitated towards 24 right, as 24 left was south from our parking position. I think we're ready for departure. I remember one of the YouTubers, I'm going to go say it, one of my favorite aviation YouTubers is V1 Simulations. I think he was also looking for a way to increase the lighting of the front panel. Someone said that was glitched. Because pretty much everything here is maxed out, so... Oh, got a little floodlight there. I like it. Why is the connection gone? I'm still online. That's very annoying. I think I'm still streaming. Looks like it. I think we've arrived already. Let's start slowing down here. Ground speed you can get if you cycle this, the opposite direction. What's this? Bravo. Stop. Unprofessional there. Stop beyond the Old short line, although technically the wheels are still all behind it. Anti-skid can come on. Auto brakes, RTO. Oh, so there are auto brakes. TARA. Don't have a weather radar. Let's go. No click spot. Taxi lights off. Strobes on. Beacon. All that good stuff's on. Let's go. Well, let's first see that there's no one coming. And no one going. I just want to see, I didn't actually see how we should depart here. The big airport is actually Montreal, Real Montreal International is to the north, so we will make a left-hand turnout. Departing to the east, to the northeast. So it's Trudeau traffic, FedEx 138, lining up departing runway 24 right. Left-hand turnout to the northeast, Trudeau traffic. All right, off we go. There is an artifact that with the sound that was very common with like FSX aircraft, and you do catch it with some of the Flight Simulator 2020 aircraft. And this one is unfortunately the worst I've heard it for this flight simulator. It's like a weird looping background sound. I don't know how else to describe it. Anyways. I'm gonna aim for, I think, two. Two for the EPR should be fine. Nice long runway. I don't want to overstress the engines. If we need to max it out, then we'll go in the EPR bug. Alright, off we go. Stand the throttles up, so to speak. Engine stable, here we go. Creep them up. Cross check. I'm going to say power is set. Rotating. Oh, we're struggling. I don't want to go more than this in case we tail strike. Alright, we're up. A crosswind, quite a crosswind. We're really fast already. They're coming up. A hand fly for a bit here. GPS mode. Nice and stable. Aircraft. We're not going to be flying into anyone departing from that runway. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just follow the river or whatever this is. It's like a nice scenic departure. I don't know what the climb EPR is supposed to be. Should have downloaded the manuals onto my tablet. If I can still do that in flight. Alright, so let's get the heading bug synchronized here with our position. And let's figure out this autopilot quickly. So I believe it will be, let's do pitch hold, heading select, altitude arm. How do you arm the altitude? Oh, it is. Okay. Undo the autopilot here. I gotta bring the flaps up before we overspeed them. So we went up to about 220, 230. Did we overspeed him? Oof, yeah, we did. Flaps 15. Following this river lake thingy. Let's keep it at 200. I'm going to use the speed hold, IS hold. Actually, we could have just done that. So, autopilot on, vertical speed hold, and we're going to go over to, I think, oh no, it's waypoint change is the, yeah, waypoint change 0, 1, direct. And then there should be a nav hold, right? Or is it auxiliary nav? I think it's auxiliary nav. Yeah. Should be. Temperature, engine temperature still good, so I think we can leave it in this where it is at now. Although, oh, it automatically sets your climb EPR. That's cool. We're pretty much where it needs to be. Bring the engine EPR down just a smidge. The climb power is set now. Above 10,000 feet already, so bright lights can come off. Except for the strobes and whatnot. Logo lights off. And turn off the panel light. Don't need that anymore. Or climbing out. I think this is a good speed for an IAS hold, so we're going to do that. And altitude select. There we go. Use arm, flight level 230. So we're above 10,000 feet. We just need to make sure we are pressurizing. Cabin is climbing slower than what we are at, so that's already a sign that it is pressurized, but let's see if it's appropriate. So coming up to about 2,500 feet. And what's this? PSI, I imagine. Probably about 4.8 PSI. I hope we're flying, because I think they said everything is independent, i.e., I don't know. You can't rely on this thing to point you where you need to be going. So I hope we're going in the right direction. I think you can only hope for this thing. So let's check our distance time. Are we getting less? Time is getting less. Yeah, okay. We are counting down, so that's a good sign to say that we are probably moving in the right direction. So as we climb, the EPR drops, so you just kind of need to keep applying power, but keeping an eye on your engine instruments, making sure you don't over cook them. So I think, yeah, this is about as far as we're going to get. We're not quite going to get to an EPR of 2.0 here. Now it's bringing the EPR much higher. Exhaust gas temperature is fine. I think that's just to remind me that we need to reset the altimeters, which we've done now. And that's the second pressurization check. We're not stressing out the aircrafts. So I think he does the cooling doors. Oh look, I think he's automatically doing they're automatically doing the cooling doors for us. That's cool. Yeah, so until I figure out how to do that, I'm gonna let the computer do that for me. Speaking of which, I forgot there's an assistant here. That's why he's doing everything automatic. So I told it to, for now, take over the packs and the EPR limits until I'm a little bit more familiar with how to fly the aircraft, then I'll start doing these things on my own. But it actually configures the aircraft for you, so you can do the after takeoff thing here and see if it's oh goodness, I thought it just lowered my wheels. After takeoff checks complete. That's great. Looks like you have a co-pilot. There's a center that came online. Moncton. Can't say that. It's covering CZQM and CZ. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look online. All right. We're turning. I don't know if that's a good thing because we're turning before we reach the waypoint. We're going from 1 to 2 now. Oh, sorry.
1,000 to go.
Yeah, 1 to 2. That's good. This thing climbs like a beast. So let's bring the vertical speed down a smidge. I don't know. Can we do it by rolling this thing down? Wait, why am I at 23? Supposed to be set to 33. Yamoron. So we're gonna go, try to pick up a little bit of speed, and then we're gonna go again to IS hold. What I forgot to do, turn off the frickin' APU. So I probably broke the APU. But I don't think you're allowed to turn it on in the air. I left it on to give it a bit of a cool down period. Not sure, does it? I think it gives itself a cool down. Not sure. What is this mode? So yeah, I mean, for the most part, we should be heading, if we can bring up our flight plan here, the raw data. So numbering is on my OFB. But basically, we are going to from what's it now, 2 to 3, and we're just about to go from 3 to 4, which, according to my numbering, is Ukpam to Misop. Right. Does this give me tracks or bearings? I don't think so. I'm not really able to compare. Or are these tracks? Maybe these are tracks. Misop to Ikter. I mean, IMT and ITT, I don't know what these are, but should be around what, 66 or 51. We're at about 66-ish. It's starting to turn to 66, so I think those are tracks, which is to say we're flying in the right direction. And we're going from one point to the next, and it's turning as we go across them, so I think it's safe to say that we are following our flight plan. Why do we have low pressure here? Is he balancing stuff? Oh. That's interesting. What's he doing? Why are those fuel pumps off? Get that you probably want to balance the tanks. But then you would want to, yeah, the crossfeed valves are open. Ah, I see. So it's turned off these tanks so that we're using more from our center tank. We're biasing the center tank so that we can get this fuel probably close to, because it's about just under 5,000 pounds in each tank. So yeah, we're going to be using from the center tank mainly now, it seems. This is how I learn how to appropriately manipulate the fuel system in flight. Okay, we're going to let the guys in the back go, do what they need to do. Tend to the horses and whatnot. Heater heats on, window heats, all that other good stuff. I think we're good. If there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, there's the comparator test. This should give us a digital VSI. Like I said, I'm all for old school stuff, but it would be really nice to have like a, you know, like a retrofitted TCAS system here, just to, it would still give you that feeling of, you know, old school. Give you that old school feel. All right, so the flight plan consists of 10, 11, 12 points, including my top of descent point. So we've run out of waypoints at Anati. So we still need to wait until waypoint 1, 2, and 3 have been used, which they have, before we can replace them. So we'll go back to this guy. I don't think we need to do we need to do waypoint change for this? No, I don't think so. I think we can go straight to substituting the new one. So let's see what's happening here. Let's say 330. Okay, we're leveling off, that's all. I don't know how the airspeed hold function works on this thing. If it's linked to the airspeed bug or not. I'm gonna put it to about Mach of 0.8 and try and hold that, I think. Be a decent speed to hold for cruise. So this is programmed into, tuned into the Montreal VOR, I believe, or no, can't remember. We'll check it out later. For now, let's just replace waypoint 1 with the new one. This is going to be the YGP VOR. I think we just do this, yeah, north, 48, 45, 8, 48, 45, 8, insert, west, 64, 24, 3, enter. Then is our top of descent point. North 4904, 7. West 60, 16, 5, 60, 16, 5. And then waypoint 3 is our destination, Deer Lake, at north 4912, 6. West 5723, 7. And there we go. We have all of our flight plan into the INS unit. We're now turning to fly towards waypoint 6, which is UpTech. And now at our altitude. Looks like this is as good as it's going to get for our speed. We're almost redlining the N1. I don't know why it's jumping around like that. I see it's reset the EPR, so we can probably reset the engines here a little bit to a lower setting and get whatever speed we can get from that. Adjusting the engines to meet the new EPR setting. Until I get the manuals downloaded, I'm going to use the auto function there. Yeah, I feel like there's nothing wrong with using it because you would have a co-pilot in reality. Alright, so we're actually getting a little bit fussed here, so let's come back on the power. Target about 2 EPR again. EPR of 2. We're flying through these points. Going from 5 to 6 now. But they were close together, so we're lefty and righting, zigzagging, so ground speed, holy cow, we're doing 587 knots? What's the wind like? Whoa, 92 from behind us, whoa, we're flying through the air. We have an insane tailwind, which means that if we were to come back, it would take us probably twice as long almost. Not really, it's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I want to try out this, where is it? Auto throttle. What happened? Why did it make that sound? Why did the power levers go so far back? Oh, it's fighting with my throttles. So it puts my throttles all the way forward. Interesting. Sure, 5.7. That's impressive. Get them their cargo in no time. So I can just do some research here on the SimBrief website quickly. Just to see what those values are. Okay, so it is magnetic track and true track. So yeah, so that's a good way to kind of monitor your progress. Make sure that the INS is doing what it should be doing. We're now going from 0.7 to 0.8, which is from the Simto to MIVAX, which means that we need to fly a magnetic bearing of about 65 to 60, depending on the winds, obviously. But the true track is about 49.71. Does that compensate for the wind? Or is that just the difference between true and magnetic this high up, this far north? So Simto to MIVAX, I believe that's how you interpret it. So 66, which is pretty much dead on what we're facing. So we're facing the right direction. The waypoints are counting up. So I think it's safe to say we are doing quite well. I don't know what governs the auto throttle here, but looks like it's working. So we're going to keep it at this speed. Our anyways doing well over 550 knots. So we'll be there in no time. We're currently not far away from the next waypoint because I want to make myself some coffee. Just less than 2 minutes away. Again, 7. I think that's why the alert comes there, to alert you that you're close to your next waypoint. Coming up to waypoint 8. I think, what did I say? MIVAX. So yeah, we're not even halfway. We'll only be just over the halfway mark when we hit YGP, which is what I'm going to tune into the radio right now. Why isn't it showing me the frequency? There it is, 1154. This frame generator is causing a lot more artifacts than it used to for me. Alright, looks like everything's behaving, so I'm going to go ahead and make myself a cup of coffee. I'll leave you guys in the GoPro cockpit view, or let's leave you in this view here looking outside of the window as we make our way further north towards Deer Lake. And I've got some cool flights into and out of Canada planned, so please look out for those in the future. And some other exciting destinations. For now, I'll leave you with the view here on the dashboard as I go make myself some coffee.
12657 for 32620.
Archer, good morning, Air Canada 405 with you 1900 for 5,000 Montreal 3.
Air Canada 405, Montreal 5, good morning, Miranda 5, flying 16000.
Fly to 16,000 Air Canada 405. Right turn heading 150, Air Canada 402.
Air Canada 405, proceed right Bob, be on course.
Bob Key on course, Air Canada 405.
Air Canada 605, départ Montréal, bon matin, distance 3, montée 6,
For the RNAV, go to 24 left, Air Canada 402.
Access on protected runway on this border 45 forward. Good one back, good morning, Max 240. Canada 4 please be at your discretion, number 1, contact Montreal down on the 9, that's 100 feet.
Meter discretion 199, next day 1 second, Air Canada 402.
Under.
Canada 605, consider directive flow en route. Air Canada 405, contact Montreal Center on 128.77, good day.
2877, Air Canada 405, good day.
We have been summoned. Two. This guy's call sign.
Why don't you put that in now? Yes, dude. Like, shut up.
Lock on center. Wow, he's been online for ages.
Route 602, descend 4,000, proceed direct to tier.
Going to 4,000, and we will go direct to Duter, Rouge 602.
Hong Kong setter, good day. FedEx 138.
FedEx 138, Moncton Center, hello. Reset your transponder, please. Squawk 3117 and squawk it in.
3117 and ident FedEx 138.
Canada 625, contact
Up.
Centre de Montréal pour un 26 flight 7 en route.
Hotel departures, Jazz 959 out of 2 for 5,000.
Jazz 959?
1,000, Jazz 959.
UPS 497,
I meant to check if I was in his airspace or not. And then I forgot. I don't know, he told me to squawk ident. I did. I double checked that the ident actually worked, and it did. I don't know why he's not calling me back. Log. Oh, where is he? I don't see him on the. Oh, here. Pretty sure I was airborne before he logged on. So
Cathay 720, you're leaving my airspace Gander Oceanic is offline. Surveillance service terminates. Take care.
Cathay 7 Sheriff going to Unicall. Thank you.
Beaver 5 Charlie Alpha, proceed direct 49 November 050 Whiskey on course.
Roger, heading, sorry, continue, heading 495 November.
It's okay, it's your first lat long waypoint.
Yep.
So Center Emirates 21 Alpha Heavy, flight level 360.
Emirates 21 Alpha, sorry about that. It looks like your flight plan got lost, and I don't see it in the flight plan list. Do you mind just resending it?
Yeah, of course. Stand by for flight plan Emirates 21 Alpha.
Doesn't look like Perth though. Da-da.
To which point? United 2858, turn right, direct BIPCO on course.
Direct to BIPCO on course, United 2858.
Some area of the car, so yeah, it's quite cloudy and rainy over there. Should be quite fun to fly into.
Air Canada 1545, Moncton Center, you're identified on departure, passing 2,800 feet. Turn right, heading 320, vectors for departure. Climb level 280.
320 280 for Canada. Moncton Center, Charlie Foxtrot, Uniform November Alpha, 4 mile final to lane runway 24.
Uniform November Alpha, the Moncton wind 240 at 16, gusting 24, altimeter 2975, clear to land, runway 24.
Cleared to land, runway 24 for Uniform November Alpha.
JetBlue 1408, Moncton Center, reset your transponder, please. Squawk 3111 and IDES.
3111 and IDES, JetBlue 148.
Emirates 21 Alpha, sorry about the delay, sir. Squawk 3120 and IDES.
Squawk 3120 and we'll identify, no problem, Emirates 21 Alpha Heavy.
Cat 96 stand by in the cockpit.
KLM 617, roger, welcome back. JetBlue 1408, you're identified, welcome aboard. Emirates 21 Alpha, you're also identified, welcome aboard.
Emirates 21 Alpha is requesting an absence of about 20 minutes from the cockpit.
Emirates 21 Alpha, current time is 1342 Zulu. We'll expect you back at 1402 Zulu.
Roger, we'll come back at 14 Zulu, Emirates 21 Alpha.
Beaver 5 Charlie Alpha, welcome back. You're just about to near the edge of my airspace. Gander Oceanic is offline. Monitor Edicom 1 GDS plane, surveillance service terminated, take care.
That's right, all good. Pleasure flying through, we'll see you later, bye-bye.
Cougar 1602, same for you. Surveillance service terminates. Gander Oceanic is offline. Monitor Unicom 120, take care.
Roger, radar services is terminated. Gander Oceanic is offline. Switching to 122.8 for Cougar 1602. Thank you very much and see you soon. Bye-bye, sir.
November Alpha, you can contact Moncton Center now on 124.4. They just popped on.
124.4 for you from November Alpha. Thanks. Have a good day.
Center, good day, JetBlue 1107, flight level 350 with you.
JetBlue 1107, Moncton Center, hello, return transponder, please. Squawk 3121 and squawk at break. Rouge 602, you're cleared to the Halifax International via the ILS runway 23 approach due to your transition.
Clear to ILS 23 approach in Halifax due to transition, Rouge 602.
JetBlue 1107 is squawking 3121 and islands.
JetBlue 1107, you're identified approximately 24 nautical miles from the Greenwood Airport. Welcome aboard. Delta 3 Heavy, you're leaving my airspace, and Gander Oceanic is offline. Surveillance service terminates. Responder Unicom, take care.
Over to Unicom for Delta 3 Heavy, next to the AGC. You have a good day. See you. Did you copy that? I just want to make sure my headset's working.
Yep, not a problem. I heard you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
FedEx 138, I'm sorry. Aboard. Sorry about that, sir. And FedEx 138, do you have a preference for your arrival into Deer Lake? Roger, stand by. I will check the place.
Center, Delta 1128.
Delta 1128, go ahead.
Delta 1128 requesting flight level 330, please.
Delta 1128, the step climb is approved. Climb to level 330.
Flight level 330, Delta 1128.
FedEx 138, current weather conditions in Deer Lake are showing variable winds, calm at 3 knots, 6 statute miles visibility, light rain, mist, broken clouds 1,800, overcast 3,000, temperature 17 degrees, viewpoint 16. We can offer you the ILS for runway 25. Let me know if you can do the T6 or if you can do the intermediate for 6.
Copy the weather. And yeah, we can accept the ILS for 25. Just that last part of your message, repeat that again for us for FedEx 138.
FedEx 138, sorry about that. Let me know if you can accept the transition OMVIX, which is a T6. If not, we can give you the straight in as well. We can back you.
Stand by, thanks.
Route 602, Halifax winds 230 at 16, gusting 21, clear to land, runway 23.
Clear to land, runway 23, route 602.
Departure, good morning, Jet 986 at 1400, climbing 30,000, heading of 320.
Jet 986, good morning, you have a
Climb 16,000, Jet 986.
That's at 7
Second row, on course, Jet 986.
From FedEx 138, yeah, we can accept the OMVIX transition for the ILS 25.
FedEx 138, you can expect the ILS runway 25 OMVIX transition.
ILS 25 OMVIX transition for FedEx 138, thanks. Okay, so it's going to be OMVIX 4923
Air Canada 853, you're leaving my airspace.
5.
Montreal Center is offline. Surveillance service terminates. Monitoring Unicom 127. Light signal.
Unicom 120.8 for Canada 853. Heavy, thanks for your service to you.
Basically going to be 0.1. This Urbax. Thank you. Navigraph, man, this is great. So we're at 53 divided by 60. So I'm just basically converting the coordinates into the format that the INS prefers. So that's going to be 4919 decimal 9. The other one's also going to be decimal 9, so 05711 decimal 9. So this is going to change things up a little bit for us here. I'm just going to see, I'm going to have to now resequence my waypoints. So it's going to be YGP to OMVIX and to Urbax. That'll be enough for us to get to the ILS. So, if I'm not mistaken, YGP is 1 and we're going there now. Oh, we're 1 to 2 already. Are we over YGP already? So, okay. So 1 to 2. How far are we from that? 7 minutes from TOD. So top of climb or top of descent is about 7 minutes from now. That is basically going to be 10 o'clock on the dot. All right, so we can get rid of that, or at least, all right. So what we'll do is we'll make, can I get away with making OMVIX? I don't think so. So we'll have to go YDF, then OMVIX. So 2 is top of
FedEx
descent.
138, you're approximately 178 miles from Deer Lake. You can descend 6,000 at pilot's discretion. The Deer Lake altimeter is 29081.
Down to 6,000 at our discretion on the altimeter 29081. FedEx 138. Alright, so just trying to figure this out, but TOD is
Moncton Center,
just over
Route
5 minutes
602,
to do
we
this.
are clear, runway
3,
23,
4,
taxiing back Charlie Alpha to
5.
the apron. Thank you very much for your service.
3652, roger, yeah, sounds good to me. There's no trafficking conflict as we taxi at your discretion.
Alright, so
Roger, thank you. Have a good day.
YDF.
See you next time.
I think this will work. I think this will work. So we'll go YDF, which is 4913 decimal. Let's make it 6. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 05712 decimal 5. That's YDF. So 3 is going to be north 49136, insert west 57125, insert.
Speedbird 15 kilo, request 10 minutes out of cockpit.
Computer 15 kilo, yeah, it should be a problem. Approved. Let me know when you're back.
4 is
Yeah,
going
we'll
to be
pulled back.
OMVIX.
Speedbird 15 kilo.
And I made that out to be north 49199. I hope that's correct. West 57119. We'll double check that later. 5 is going to be, you see now I did the wrong thing already. So 4 is north 49235 57171. 57171. Then 5 is going to be Urbax 571 north 49. We're rushing here 199 west 57119. Insert. And then we're going to make CYUL. Sorry, CYDF, the destination, waypoint 6. So that's waypoint 6. Oh, I think it's the same. 49. Oh, sorry, no. So it's north 49126, west 57237. Insert. We'll double check all of that. We're going from waypoint 1 to 2. We're 2 minutes away from our point of descent, or top of descent. He's cleared us down to 6,000. So what the INS should do is take us straight to YDF, which is the VOR very close to our destination. So it shouldn't result in too much of a direction change. And then when he clears us for the approach via the OMVIX transition, we can then tell the INS to take us directly to waypoint 4, which is OMVIX. And thanks to Navigraph, I was able to actually, it provided me the coordinates of these RNAV points, which are not given on the chart. I just had to convert them to the format that the INS prefers. So we are still doing what in terms of speed? 575. Do I have any track miles yet? So 1133. We don't have it yet. Oh, there we go. We got it. We're still 150 miles away. I think we're a bit early to descend. Technically, I'm not allowed to fly this approach, but it says GNSS is required, and I don't have GPS systems, so. But I do have an INS system that can allow me to fly to that point. So we have some mountainous terrain, or hilly terrain, shall we say, to the north of the airport. But it seems like the highest is about 2,000 feet. The MSA is 3,600, so yeah, we're still relatively low. Alright, we can start by getting things ready here. Our airport elevation is going to be 72. '70 is close enough. 1083 is the ILS. Got Deer Lake there, Deer Lake. No NDB. 246 is the approach course, but I don't think I can put that in here because it locks when we're using the, sorry. Yeah, we're using the MS. Anyway, so we are going to waypoint 3 now, which is YDF, the VOR just outside, or just close by the airport. Didn't create much of a directional change for us. As far as the approach control is concerned, I'm still heading straight to the airport like I was before. There's quite a bit of weather out over this area. So yeah, just a sort of a generic little approach brief here. Airport's basically sea level, but we've got mountainous terrain to the northwest of the field. MSA is 3,600 feet. We've updated the pressurization system to 70 feet, the elevation. We'll be using the ILS approach, will be the OMVIX transition. As was able to get the coordinates, so that's why I accepted the approach. We can only hope that we'll be able to do it, but yeah, I should technically have told them, no, I can't do the approach, but
Speedbird 15 kilo, we are good.
we've said it now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Well, you see, it's going to require a bit of a traffic pattern flying, so we'll descend at 100 miles out. Alright, so we're a few miles away from our descent, so we're going to set it to 6,000 feet. That's what he cleared us to. We'll update the altimeter setting shortly, once we start our descent. There's 100 miles. So let's go, let's see how this works. So I should be able to go altitude arm, vertical speed. I don't know why it wanted to climb me there. Let's see, I can bring the vertical speed down. We're going to bring the power down. Oh, I can't, there we go. Disengage the auto throttle. It's working? Yeah. Bring that down. Okay, come on, let's descend, buddy. Is it working? Will it hold the descent rate? My phone. I don't know, I think this FS Realistic is putting sounds on in the background that makes it sound like a bunch of people are talking behind me, and my phone is ringing. It's about 2,000 feet per minute is what I'm looking for, so that's just about right. And now we can set the local QNH or the altimeter setting of 2981.
Rouge 1504, Gander.
So I think it's Gander, buddy.
Speedbird 117 Heavy, you are identified, clear direct Tusky.
Clear direct Tusky, Speedbird 117, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, I'll try and aim for like a indicated airspeed of about 300 all the way down.
Rouge 1504, Gander Center.
First up in 40, flight to about 340.
Rouge 1504, Squawk 2512.
What's this guy's voice change?
1512 is range 15.
How long is this runway? 8,000 feet, that's fine, right?
Rouge 1504, you
Let's
are
compare it
identified.
to an
One ready
airport
to
that
descend,
I
flight level
know to be
290.
relatively short in my country, home
Runway,
country,
descent to flight level
but
2,
is
and
very doable on a 737.
Roger.
That runway is 6,500, so this is much longer. So yeah, we got plenty of runway. We're gonna use flaps. Use flaps 40. I think we could do flaps 30.
FedEx 138 Gander, just confirm your direct Omvix.
Apologies, thought you were going to clear us later for the direct. We are direct Yankee Delta Foxtrot, the Deer Lake VR, but we could go direct to Omvix.
FedEx 138, okay, no problem. If you want, you can go to Omvix, and then I'll give you approach clearance via Omvix, or you can, or I can give you radar vectors. Up to you.
I think to be safe, the radar vectors would be better for FedEx 138.
FedEx 138, okay, continue to direct the Deer Lake VOR Yankee Delta Foxtrot. Expect radar vectors to ILS 25. Deer Lake altimeter is, stand by. Deer Lake altimeter is 2981.
2981, we're continuing down to 6,000 and direct Yankee Delta Foxtrot, and we'll be expecting vectors for the ILS runway 25. Thank you, FedEx 138.
Roger.
Alright, so theoretically that's the right thing to do there. I can technically fly it, but I don't have GNSS.
Cargolux 36 Romeo Heavy Gander Center, good day.
So we're gonna
Squawk 2537.
Squawk 2537, Cargolux 36 Romeo.
We'll not use the. I don't have GNS. I'm not GNSS capable, so yeah. I should have told him I'm not able to do it and request vectors.
Gander Center to the Air France 312.
Air France 312 Gander Center, good day. Squawk 2554.
How did we get so late?
Squawk 2554, Air France 213.
Sure. Cargolux 36 Romeo. You are identified. Clear direct Tusky. Rest of route unchanged.
Clear direct Tusky. Cargolux
Nosedive here. We're really. How did I mess up my descent so badly? Cabin is not really descending. I don't know if it's waiting for us to get to that altitude. I just feel like I should be turning on the anti-ice switches.
FedEx 138, turn left heading 070, vectors to the ILS.
Left 070, vectors for the ILS 25, FedEx 138. 070.
Enter. Air France 312, Gander Center, good day. You are identified. Say Mach number.
Mach 0.8.
Roger. Cargolux 36 Romeo, say Mach number.
What's it for Cargolux 36 Romeo?
Cargolux 36 Romeo, say Mach number.
Mach decimal 825, Cargolux 36 Romeo.
Just confirm 825.
Negative decimal 85, Cargolux 36 Romeo.
Cargolux 36 Romeo, roger.
So this thing can't follow the heading, but you have to do it manually. Righty. Gonna make for some exciting. Okay, altitude is arm.
Wonderful Center, good morning. Look to Chicago 81.
Some speed brakes.
The Lufthansa Cargo 8161 Heavy Gander Center, good day. You are identified. Clear direct 47 north 50 west. Rest of route unchanged.
Roger that. Rate 47 north. Look to Chicago 81.
Sure. Rouge 1504, contact Moncton Center now, 124.4, okay. Rouge 1504, contact Moncton Center, 124.4. Rouge 1540, Gander.
Turn those off. Oh, he did it for me. Okay. There's that panel light again. That was helpful earlier. It's going to get dark. Alright, 250 knots coming out through 10,000 feet now.
JetBlue 1408, Gander.
I can chill on the descent rate there a little
JetBlue
bit.
1408, you leave my airspace to the west, Boston's offline. Change on route frequencies, have a good day. Rouge 1540, Gander Center.
Started Rouge 1540.
Rouge 1540, trying to get a hold of you. Contact Moncton Center, 124.4.
124.4, Rouge 1540, thank you very much, sir.
Emirates 21 Alpha Heavy, Gander.
Emirates 121 Alpha, go ahead.
Okay, just making sure that you're there.
Delta 1128, requesting a trip change, please.
Delta 1128, leave my airspace to the east, Gander radio's offline, change on route frequencies, good day.
Please change approved, Delta 1128, thank you.
Cargo Lux 36 Romeo confirmed, direct Tusky.
A70 is direct to ski, Cargo 36 Romeo.
Roger.
Oh, it resets when it gets to the heading bug. Oh, there is a heading select button. Staring straight at me. Alright, we're at 6,000. The spoilers can come back up, and we should actually get some power here because we're really slow now. Maintain about 230, 240 knots, I think is good enough.
FedEx 138, turn right heading 180, descend 3,000.
Right, 180 down to 3,000, FedEx 138. Sorry, just repeat the heading for FedEx 138.
FedEx 138, right turn heading 180, meet vectors through the localizer for your descent.
Copy you.
And that's heading a 180.
180.
Roger.
Okay, we're gonna come down here. Get down to 3,000. Get this guy off. Okay, so at least we have a heading hold function. And the aircraft's getting a little bit ahead of me here. Bring the spoilers out again. I'm going a little bit too quickly. I have no idea where I am. in relation to this thing. The VOR, so I am about east of the VOR.
FedEx 138, turn right heading 280 to intercept the localizer. Upon interception, cleared straight in, ILS runway 23 approach.
Right heading 280 to intercept the localizer, and we're cleared for the approach once we've established FedEx 138.
FedEx 138, roger, and it's ILS runway 25, accept runway 23, you are cleared ILS 25 approach upon interception.
Affirm, ILS 25, FedEx 138.
Roger.
1,000 to go. We're gonna come up a little bit on the descent rate there. And we're going to 280, so I think I get what he's doing to me, or for me. Do I have the
Aircraft
ILS?
312, are you able to flight level 400 through traffic?
Alright, so if I can actually have localizer.
Air France 312, Gander Center.
Alright, spoiler's coming up, we're leveling off.
312, are you able to flight level 400
We're gonna
through
go with
traffic?
flaps 5.
Okay, flight level 400, aircraft civil.
1083.
Accept flight level 400.
1083, we have the ILS.
Air France 312, climb flight level 400.
I don't think I have the...
Climb flight level 400, aircraft civil.
Roger.
Getting a bit slow. Still 18 miles out. Maintain about 200-ish at flaps 5. So VOR lock.
KLM 05 Romeo, Gander Center, good day.
There again.
Squawk 2540.
This is terrifying. I'm glad I have this thing here. The next thing is landing. So yeah, we'll do the landing checks when we are established. It's cleared us for the approach. We're at 3,000. Supposed to be at 2,500. Oh, there we go. We got the glide slope. Because the glide slope was like sitting there in the middle, and I thought... Actually, goodness, the speed's going low again. All right, we're going to go flaps
FedEx 13, report established.
We'll report established next. 138.
Shooter 50 Golf, Gander Center, good day. Squawk.
All right, we got it.
2526.
Oh, sorry. What's it? 246.
2526.
Up, losing speed again.
Roger.
This is terrifying. And FedEx 138 established ILS 25.
FedEx 138, Roger, surveillance service terminates. You can change en route frequencies for your arrival. You can call me down this frequency when you're clear.
Frequency change approved for the landing. We'll call you on our safety on the ground next. FedEx 138.
Roger.
Where's the approach? How do I do that? All right, we're 1 dot above. I think we'll do auto GS.
KLM 05 Romeo, you are identified. Sweeper 50 Golf, you are identified. Clear direct. Tusky, rest of route unchanged.
Clear direct.
I think we got it. We got the glide slope.
Roger.
10 miles out. Got the glide, got the localizer. Oop, 246. Stop messing with that bug. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the minims are here. Wow, we're just in IMC, like solid IMC this last while. Terrifying. Probably not the best weather to be flying into with an aircraft you barely know how to fly. Or at least you haven't flown in like close to a decade. But yeah, I can confirm we are established on a localizer. We have the glide slope. We're 9 miles out. So I don't want to get too premature here, but we're flaps 15 at about 180. So we're going to keep, I think we're good. Keep it at that actually. 170 should be better because our angle of attack, we're pretty much level, nose level here. It's getting very gusty. I don't know what our landing speed
Air
is.
France 312, confirm direct Tusky.
Set speeds, set EPR. This is for landing. And all right, we're at 7 miles. I'm going to start configuring us properly for the landing here.
Air France 312, Gander Center.
Air France 312.
Air France 312, cleared direct Tusky.
Gear down, 3 green.
Clear direct Tusky, Air France 312.
Roger.
I want to be fully configured by 5 miles. We're just below 1,500. Preferably want to be fully configured by the 1,000-foot mark. Let's go 1 notch flaps down. We need to be on 122. Stall, don't stall, don't stall. Deer Lake traffic, FedEx 138, final approach, runway 25 on the ILS, 4 miles to go, Deer Lake traffic. Alright, so hopefully that was not on his frequency. It wasn't. And flaps 30. Let's do the landing checks here. Wow, look at that. Wow, that's scary. Look at this terrain, dude. It's very windy, gusty. Some power. We are configured. Gear down, flaps are down. Just struggling a bit. I'm going to take over. Okay, runway is in sight. Getting a little high. That's a bit light. Alright, there we go. Trimming.
300.
200 is the minimum. Very gusty. Have the runway in sight. Landing. Very gusty, very bumpy. Loving this wild ride down.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And we're down. Manual spoilers. Watch the nose wheel. Okay, I'm going to push the nose wheel into the runway. Get some extra grip on the slippery surface. Forgetting the reversers. I hope that's the reversers. Sounds like the reversers. We're down. We're just going to miss the taxiway. Wow, that was fun. That was terrifying, but fun. Oh, that was so cool. Oh, that was so cool. That was so much fun. I can't wait for like a 737-200 to come out and fly to these like remote airports. Don't freeze on me. Come on. Come on. Turn around. Am I doing a stupid thing? No, I'm not. I thought there was maybe another taxiway down there. Deer Lake traffic, FedEx 138 is backtracking runway 25 for the main apron. Deer Lake traffic. That was awesome. Alright, let's clean her up. Flaps coming up, spoilers going down. Let's get the APU going if it's still going to work for us. All right. Oh wow, we actually get, despite I didn't put the wipers on, we actually get an effect of the water. Look at this, man. TFDI, excuse me. Where you guys at, man? Oh, we're already on the APU. After landing checks have been complete. I'll turn that off. That's all on standby. Yeah, really nicely done. Bright lights are off. Main lights can come off. Strobes off. I don't know why it didn't do that for us. We're on APU power, so we go ahead and shut down.
Fever 117, Gander Center.
Go ahead.
Fever 117 requested to leave the flight deck for 2 minutes.
Fever 117 approves request to report back.
Okay, Fever 117.
Gander Senate FedEx 138, safely on the blocks. Thanks for the help today. Have a good one.
FedEx 138, roger, have a good day.
Probably pull in a little bit more forward. Oh, this is so cool, man. Like, this is the flying I don't do enough of, but that I love so much. It's like flying out into remote airports, like the Lost Frontier stuff, especially here in like places like Canada. And this is typically the weather you would expect for a place so far north this time of year. Look how like miserable it is. Oh, it was so much fun landing. So much fun landing. Let's go do the thing I really like to. Probably one of my favorite features of this aircraft.
Emirates 2-1 Alpha, leave my airspace to the southwest New York rate.
I love the sound zones here, man. The sounds really change like how you'd expect by entering the different compartments of the aircraft. TFDI, eat your heart out. Again, I don't mean to hate so hard on TFDI, but I feel really bitter about how much that product costs. I was expecting, for the amount of money they ask for, I was expecting this type of level of immersion, right? These kind of features. You know, you can hear the hydraulic pumps, you can hear and control the, the cargo door. The APU sounds like an APU. I had some moron on a Facebook group tell me, "Oh no, that's what the APU sounds like." He's a real pilot. Man, I've been around enough planes in my lifetime to know what an APU sounds like. That pathetic excuse of an APU sound is not how it sounds like. Maybe from like 10, 20 kilometers away, but not right up close and personal with the aircraft. Right? That's an APU sound, just so by the way. I wonder if GSX will work for us here. What's wrong with this? I think my GSX is bugged out. So I'm assuming there's going to be like a stop lock on that thing, so we can go ahead and turn that off. Let's drop the aft exit so we can get GSX running. I need to update my GSX. Why won't it start at all now? All right, anyways, I think we'll leave it at that. Well, let's see what it does when I tell it to secure the cockpit. Oh, I forgot to turn the heaters off. standing under the wing or hide from the rain. Right, well, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much to anyone that may have joined me for today's stream. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I genuinely enjoyed this one. It was a really exciting approach and landing. The aircraft got a little away from me there towards the end of the latter half of the descent. I don't know, normally if you start descending just over 100 miles away at about 2,000 feet per minute, you don't really go more, you keep it around 300 knots indicated all the way down. I feel like that's never really failed me, but I ended up very high, but managed to recover, correct for it. So yeah, it's been a while since I've had to do that much in IMC conditions. Normally you just let the LNAV, the VNAV sort itself out, and Bob's your uncle, you are beautifully established on the ILS at the end of it. A lot of work needed to be done here to keep the aircraft on track, and I have to tell you, it's terrifying not to have an ND, a navigation display, like a digital navigation display that shows you where you are in relation to your track. I felt so blind without that equipment. It just goes to show how reliant I've become on modern day navigation systems, and just how challenging regular old school flying can be. And to be honest, I'm going to say that was maybe an iffy approach, but you know, in terms of I barely managed to keep up with the aircraft there, but ended up, I think, doing pretty well. Landed safely, and you know, found my way where I needed to be. Managed to follow the air traffic controller's instructions as I was figuring out how to use the autopilot. So don't do that. That's not recommended when you join VATSIM or you are flying on VATSIM in controlled airspace. Please know the aircraft, know how to fly it. I think I was just lucky that at least I had flown this aircraft or type of aircraft before on other flight simulators, so it was less of a learning curve, more of a refresher. Is this APU ever going to turn off? I thought I turned it off. So yeah, more of a refresher than an actual learning effort. Overall, I love this aircraft. I think, you know, I'm such a big fan of this aircraft.
On that heading, slowing down to Danchas 568.
Let me just sort of get that off my chest, right? Like, let's just get the aircraft powered down here. What's happening? Interesting. It reset the cargo door. That's a bit distracting. All right, we'll jump back outside. So, yeah. Let's just finish off my first and general impression of the aircraft. I love it, right? I said at the start, it's not traditionally what we would, as simmers, consider study level necessarily, but it's not far off. It's not, you know, quite the A320 from Phoenix, but it's definitely not, you know, the CRJ from Aerosoft. No offense. This thing is, and I don't really actually have an issue with it not being fully study level, quote unquote, because what saves it is its price, right? The price is very reasonable. I feel like every airline add-on developer thinks now that they have the right to charge. I don't know what the going rate is now. It's like, what, $60 or whatever? Like, let me just see. I need to convert this from my local currency. So yeah, it's about $50 more than. So let's say it's like about 55, right? But yeah, I think they all think they have the right to charge us over $50 for their. Well, let me just double check. How much was this guy? Well, actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't $50. I think if you were to convert it, it's around like. I think it's like $35. Just double check. It's available on Aerosoft's website. It's like $35, I think. And everyone is charging us well over $50 these days, regardless of how in-depth the simulations are. And that's why the TFDI MD-11 left such a bitter taste in my mouth, because I was happy to pay that amount if we had a fully fleshed out, product. And part of being fully fleshed out to me is to have these, little but really important sort of details that add to the immersion. Remember, we can't feel what it feels like to fly this aircraft, so we rely quite heavily on sounds and um, and I guess, yeah, looks, right? And feel to an extent in terms of how she feels in the sim. But more so, it's, I would say, the sound. A sound pack, a good sound pack can take you from a very average add-on to something. That's why some products, right? Whoever did the MD-11, I think it was Rotate, the MD-80, sorry, for X-Plane, right? In the beginning when it was released, I didn't like it. I barely flew it, but the MD is one of my favorite aircraft, the MD-80. I downloaded the sound file or sound pack from FT Sim, and it just made that product feel like a study level aircraft. It made it such a pleasure to fly, such a joy to fly, because the sound was just so authentic and so good. And that's why I'm saying, like, just a gentle hum of the hydraulic pumps when they're working. I'm sure that, not all aircraft you're able to hear the hydraulics, but I would like in some of the aircraft where it's classically, known to hear the hydraulic pumps. A gentle hum of the hydraulic pump, just like, you can hear it in the A320, right? That's why I say the Phoenix A320 is gold standard. Flap sounds that don't run out before the flap animations finish. Something simple like a cargo door, you can hear it opening up, and this one is like a very what's the word I'm looking for? Like a very visceral sound associated with this cargo door. And there's even a control panel for it. And like I said, these were the small details I was looking for in the MD-11 for the price point that they sort of put out. And I was very sad to see that it wasn't. It was still very much like FSX generation, silent animations of doors. I mean, even the closing of the front door of this aircraft, you could hear it being closed. There's even sounds when the this rear exit open and close. They really did so much. And so what I'm saying is that this aircraft, even though it's not study level, quote unquote, it is very close to it. Even though the SIVA INS is not quite where I remember or would have liked it to be in comparison with the one I used in X-Plane, the aircraft has so many other features that just all add together to make this product, super fun to fly. I genuinely dislike the MD-11, and like one of my favorite YouTubers said, they're really trying hard to like that bird, because I do appreciate the MD-11 in real life. It's a legend in itself, and it's just such a pity that I feel like if they charged appropriately, I would have been less upset about the aircraft. But they charge like full price, and you're only getting one aircraft, whereas Phoenix give you two different engine types, completely different engine simulations. Even the engine displays are different, and the engines behave differently, and they sound differently. You know, with the TFDI MD-11, you just get one aircraft. It's either or, and you're still expected to pay another $8 for the passenger variant. I don't know what the pricing strategy will be for FS Studios with this aircraft when they come out with the passenger version, whether they're going to include it or they expect you to pay more. I don't know. But all I can say right now is that as the aircraft is right now, it's worth the money. It's such a joy to fly. Like, my heart was beating there on that final approach. Actually, through the whole approach, because like I said, I'd never felt so blind, right? Without these digital displays telling you or showing you exactly where you are. I had no idea where I was. I had to use the RMI needles to get a vague idea of where I was in relation to the VOR that's not even on the airport to get an idea of, because you don't realize how much your situational awareness helps in following air traffic control instructions. If you don't know where you are, the air traffic control instructions are going to mean nothing to you. And they did mean nothing to me for the first half of that approach, because I had no idea where I was. Until I looked at the RMI needle, got a rough idea where I was in relation to the airport, and then I thought to myself, right now I know where. But he had to tell me he was going to vector me through the localizer first before I'd capture it. And that's probably my fault, because I came in very fast. I was playing catch up on that approach. I would have been able to see that without him telling me if I had the navigational displays of a modern day airliner. And the thing is, you don't. And that's the fun part. That's why you buy an aircraft like this, an add-on like this for your flight simulator. So if you're really not into, doing a little bit of math and, constantly checking up on your aircraft to keep track of where it is by, looking at, by tracking VOR beacons or NDBs, then obviously having an autopilot's very limited functionality compared to modern day autopilots, then obviously this is not the aircraft for you. But for those of us that enjoy this old school, getting in touch with the with our roots, even this aircraft even does predate me. I think, pretty sure. Yeah, definitely. This was around before I was born. But I mean, this kind of flying is a dying art. You know what I mean? You still get taught it. I think for the most part in your light aircraft, you're still doing this type of navigation. But even in your light aircraft, you're sitting with G1000, G3000, GPS, avionics suite, and you can end up doing the exact same type of complex RNAV approaches that only airliners can. In fact, most light aircraft can do that and do that. It's probably going to be very, not long before VORs, NDBs are going to be phased out completely. Right now, I consider them to be really handy just to kind of back up your current navigation. Especially now with GPS spoofing and jamming going on, I'd imagine that, people are falling back to, not that you're able to follow, conventional navigation all the way along your RNAV route, but at least, those beacons are still out there in case you need them. They're great to, serve great for situational awareness, methods, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I'm rambling too much. I give this plane, I mean, this is not a review, but I have to say, it's like a 5 out of 5 to me, man. She looks great. Excuse me. She sounds great. And, she feels okay. But that's because all aircraft and Flight Simulator just feel okay. I've yet to find one that actually feels like I'm spoiled, right? I had the X-Plane flight model for many years, and coming back to Flight Simulator, the Flight Simulator flight model has been rather tragic, but or depressing. But you know, that's why I said I can't really judge a Flight Sim add-on based on their handling characteristics, because Flight Simulator is just generally bad at that. But as far as the looks, the sounds, the other two aspects I look at when I try and judge an add-on, you know, it's basically full marks. You don't need much more than what you have here, right? I mean, there probably are better texture packs out there. I don't know. You know, I don't know how well the inside of the wheel wells are modeled, you know, compared to the Phoenix or the PMDG 777. But those are small, you know, things that I don't really mind personally. I just want the exterior of the aircraft to look good, and she looks good, right? She looks good. Dirty, worn down, you know, and I love it. Great. Really great. And as for the sound pack, love it. Great sound pack. Nothing's perfect, but she's great. So all in all, had a wonderful flight. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.